This week, Donald Trump is suffering from a little bit of performance anxiety, both in Iowa and around the country. The polls aren't looking as good for him. Now, yesterday on the Young Turks, myself and Jimmy Dore broke down how he's now losing up to almost double digits in Iowa to Carson. First polls he's actually losing in since really entering the primary field. But now it's not just Iowa. I desperately wanted yesterday for there to be a national poll, and now there is. 26% of Republican primary voters nationally back Carson, giving him a 4-point edge over Trump at 22%. Now, yes, the margin of error is 4%, so technically it's within that margin of error, but you'd still rather be 4 up than 4 down if you're going to start bringing up the margin of error. Support for Carson has quadrupled since August. He was down significantly. Now he is up. Marco Rubio is now in third place. This is just for context at 8%. Jeb Bush at 7%, Carly Fiorina at 7%, all others at 4% or lower. So that's sort of the situation going into these debates. But Donald Trump has now lost not just in Iowa, but he's down currently nationally, and he's not taking it very well. He sent out this tweet: "After a great evening and packed auditorium in Iowa, I am now in Colorado, looking forward to what I am sure will be a very unfair debate." Does anybody think that CNBC will get their fictitious polling numbers corrected? That's the poll I referred to earlier. Sometime prior to the start of the debate. Sad. Isn't it weird that when he's sad, he says it sad? Sad. Rage. Oh God, I'm just so happy right now. Because now we're going into these debates, and we're gonna have some video of him whining to a crowd in Iowa. But he has to go in, and his whole strategy this whole time has just been, I'm popular. You guys like me. Now more of you like me. But now they like Carson more than you around the whole country, and he's crying.
So God knows what he'll do when he's feeling down, right?
Sad, you mean?
Yeah, so I'm sad. That's so funny. It's almost like Jeb. But he's crazy when he's up. Wait till you get a load of him when he's down, because then he's going to start swinging wildly.
Yeah.
And so that ought to get super interesting. But it's interesting how much he cries. But you would think like, oh wait, aren't conservatives, their images like, oh, tough, strong. No. Conservatives love crying. They love playing the victim. It's all projection. When they say, oh, liberals like to be victims, no, they love to be victims. Oh, we're persecuted Christians. Boo-hoo, right?
We're only 85% of the country.
So when Trump starts to cry, I guess they like it, right? They're like, oh, CNBC's numbers are wrong. Based on what? What do you say
They
that
could
on?
be wrong, but say specifically how they're wrong.
Why are they wrong? No, they're wrong. They're dummies. Unfair. Yeah. Everything's unfair. Yeah. He's a child. That's what he is.
He's a child, yeah.
They did an analysis. He speaks like a third grader, and he also acts like a third grader. This is what a third grader does.
And look, the numbers could be off. It's certainly possible. So some people have sent me links. We talked yesterday about how in Iowa now, a recent poll, a Monmouth University poll of 400 people, says that Hillary is up 41 points over Sanders, which is scary. Now, look, I think she is winning, but the methodology of the poll was flawed. They did not have nearly a representative sample of young people, of people who haven't previously voted in primaries. Which Bernie Sanders is almost certainly going to bring in. And so you can break down the methods of a poll. There's nothing I like doing more than that. But he's not doing that. He's simply saying that they're bad. He's saying that they're flawed. And it's going to be very exciting to see him in this actual debate. Because when he says it's unfair, he's not actually wrong. It is unfair because at a debate, you're forced to give details in regards to what you would do. And he is not prepared for that. That makes it unfair for him. He would love to just get up there and say, I'm high in the polls, Rand Paul's low, why is he on the stage, get rid of him. But now Carson can do the same thing to him possibly, and it's going to be very exciting to see if he does. But as I said, we do have him complaining to a crowd in Iowa, and this is going to be funny, but as you watch this, I want you to bear in mind what you've seen of the stump speeches of other candidates. I went and saw Bernie Sanders, and they talk about their vision for America. This is what Trump talks about during his stump speeches.
And I had the best result because in most polls, I'm number one. Now, until Iowa came along, I said every poll. And then Iowa came. What the hell are you people doing to me? So could we and please do me a favor, let me win Iowa. And then I'm going to win. I'm telling you, we're going to win New Hampshire. And I thought it was good here. Come on. Okay, so that's the end of that. But I want to tell you, I refuse to say, get your asses in gear. I will not say that. I will not say it. So will you please do me a favor and work with my people and go out on February 1st and vote and give us a victory? And if I win Iowa, we're going to run the whole table.
So, I mean, have you ever seen a politician who is so obsessed with polls?
Yeah.
I don't think that I have. And not just privately, like we hear that they're obsessed with polls. They run a lot of polls. He can't stop talking about it. And you combine that with the tweeting, and he is a cancer that needs to be removed from this country. Look, Ben Carson is even crazier than Trump in some ways, but he's not as pathetic. He's not as inherently flawed in many ways as Donald Trump. And that's why I'm taking a lot of schadenfreude from seeing him go down in the polls.
So his egomania or perhaps megalomania is concerning to you, I think instinctually, because you worry that if a guy like that becomes president of the country, that he's going to let his ego dictate a more authoritarian route, right? I am in charge. I get to do whatever I want. I don't have to follow your rules or laws. I'm above it, right? Yeah. That's the sense we're all getting from Donald Trump. That's why we're concerned about him. But that same ego forces him to do things like this. He can't help himself. How could I be number two? You got to put me back at number one.
Yeah.
So he's almost like pleading with the audience, please, please. And then he talks to them later as if they're his employees, and he says, Iowa, will you get your numbers up, please?
Yeah.
Right? It's as if he's talking to an employee, hey, in marketing, get your numbers up. Okay, let's go. And then finally he said his classic Trump line, so let's be fair to him. Hey, a man of substance, he said to them, quote, I promise you, I will do such a good job.
Finally, specifics.
Right. He's a child.
He's a child. He is not prepared for this. And he is too stupid to do it and too stupid to know that he's too stupid to do it.